So we're back. And again, guys, as I analyze you, I just need to read this from the lawyers here. This is Masati with Exponential Intelligence, Sunday, February 21st, 2021. I'm not a medical doctor. I don't diagnose or heal. I can scan your frequency signature and tell you what I see. Please consult your doctors for professional advice. The way I do help you is I awaken your natural healing abilities, your internal. I call it your limitless self, and then as that limitless self awakens, you heal. Right, and nothing can heal you. Eastern medicine, Western medicine, or anything in between, nothing can heal you if your internal dialogue or your internal, say, limitless self is not awakened. And that's what I do best: is awaken your internal self. If you ask to be scanned today, you are agreeing that we may use your session on any public media to help inspire others. So remember, if you don't want us to share your session, please don't ask to be scanned. All contents are protected by copyright. You may not use our content in any way, shape, or form for any purpose without my written permission. And also, guys, if you're asking to be scanned, just ask only once, because if you do ask too many times, I'm not going to scan you. So, all right. Because there's so many people that want to be scanned. It's just and it's just distorting because I read over and over again. So we'll go to the first one. Somebody who is new, if I can find you. Anyway, I'll go from memory. By the way, the way my abilities work, it's not intuition or I don't channel or I don't have spirit guides or anything like that. It's the consciousness that's around. It has all the information that is, say, created in time space or space time. Either way you look at it, and then if you're at a certain frequency, you can tap into uh, anybody. So I'm at a frequency that I can tap into anybody, dead or alive. I can read you their personalities, and I don't get specific. So I don't go, "Oh, you had a dog named Rover" and all that stuff, because I get patterns or frequencies. I don't need the details of your life. All I see is patterns, or I analyze patterns and details. And as you should analyze your own patterns and details, you'll start to see why things are the way they are. Okay, so most people look at a certain event and then they try to fix that event. But if you look back in your history, and you'll see that everything is really based on one frequency. Most individuals have one or maybe two frequencies that are destroying or controlling their lives in a good way, or again in a destructive way. And it clouds or it's in every aspect of you, uh, in a personal space, your love space, wealth space. Again, so start to notice the patterns. So you might ask yourself, what is it? What is the main pattern that I'm running? And then once you understand that, you'll see that again, it clouds every aspect of you. It's like wearing a lens, because it is a lens. It's a filter, as I call it, that you see through life through. So if you're wearing a yellow lens, every aspect of you will be yellow. It'll be tainted yellow, no matter what you do. No matter what you do to turn it green or whatever, you're going to see it as yellow. That makes sense to you. So it's not just one or the other. And that's why health or relationships and wealth doesn't work out well for many. You might get a relationship, you might get, and I work with a ton of people who are super wealthy. They have the same issues as people who aren't. So again, it's not the money. Most people think, well, no money, a lot of money, good or bad, and they have all these identities about money. That's all bullshit. It's about the frequencies that you see money, that you see love. As a note, 13 ways to heal your love life coming up for you, which gives you the down low, the actual understanding on why your life is the way it is. So we're going to scan people, one individual every 13 for the 13 one. So 13 individuals, so one individual every day. So take a look at that. You might be one of the lucky ones. So register for that. That's coming up. I think you saw the dates in March sometime. So, well, we'll just go through. I microdose often and recommend to anyone wanting to change their mind. Yeah. So for Amanda, it's been working well. So I would suggest doing a session with me. So because what you're doing is, and this is how microdosing, and that's why I suggested it. Microdosing is good. And the reason why is because your higher self, you get used to, say, a higher version of yourself, one that's well worth it, one that's deserving, one that's confident, and so on. But then you're dragging. So whoever wrote that, I think it was Amanda, whoever wrote that, you're still seeing, again, your higher self, but you still have the baggage of your old life. So what I can do for you, and you can do it on your own, but it might take you a long, long time. Have a session with me, and private session, and whatever you've done a great job, say, releasing all that baggage, or putting it to the side. I can help you, say, disconnect completely, because that's what you're having issues with. Again, most people have issues with the identity that is coming out. They either hold on to it, or embrace it even more. A lot of great comments on people feeling. So that's fantastic. Thanks. This one is Mini G. Moss, please scan my progress and help me attract better career opportunities. Thank you. So, yes. So for Mini G, and again, I don't need to know your real name. I don't need to see a picture of you or anything like that. Everybody has a frequency signature, kind of like an IP address. Like a computer IP address, everything, your phone and all that has an IP address. So I connect to your IP address. That is you. So for Mini, you're doing really, you're doing really, really fantastic. You're coming into, say, a growth spurt or a growth phase for you, and what that means is that you're reclaiming your life. So you're going to probably experience or re-experience some of the patterns. So people that have taken, say, your essence out of you, literally, when you experience somebody, like a relationship, 1, 2, 3, 4, you've had 4 of them, they've taken a chunk out of you. Even if you've disconnected from them, say, at a physical level, they're still holding on to say, a piece of you. That makes sense. So where you are, and I'll help you. By the way, I'm not just scanning you or analyzing you. I'm helping you do what I'm what I'm talking about. And also, it's not just that one person that I'm working on. If you have, especially of similar patterns or issues, I'll be working on you as well. Okay, because it is a group state. For those, I highly suggest just hanging out, relaxing. You can always comment, but again, staying in the flow, and I'll be working on you as well. Okay. So again, back to Mini G. So again, say all the pieces that people have taken out of you. Now you're coming into the stage where you're going, hey, I'm really worth it. I was worth it even back then. I want all my pieces back. So as a confirmation that's what I'm helping you with. What you'll probably experience, and again, right back, because I think that's already happening to you, Mini G, is that you're reclaiming some of the old experiences. Or so sometimes, say that you haven't seen somebody 20 years or so, and then they'll connect with you somehow randomly, but it's not randomly. They'll connect with you somehow, and then it's not there for you to go back and reinitiate or reinstigate. It's for you to go back and reconnect. You don't have to do it at a physical level unless you need to, and I suggest that you do. It seems like, again, a relationship of the past, or no, wait, 2 relationships of the past will show up for you. It's not there for you to connect with them. It's there for you to go back, and it's like, damn, I don't know why I even went with that guy. I'm so much better than that. So that's why you need to go connect physically, or I would suggest that. And as you do, you reclaim yourself. Yeah. And even some people who might have died through your life, you can reclaim them. And that's what I was helping you with. So really nice job. And as you do, again, you create a strong identity of who you are, and you're not going to allow anybody to distort you that way. So again, really nice job. Sage MD, can you speak on smoking before doing your 18-day meta healing? I pass out during the meta healings and then listen consciously the next day. Yeah, that's totally fine. That's probably better for you, Sage. You tend to escape And that's what you've done. You've escaped life, and that's why again you smoke, weed. So what happens is that if you're escaping, right, what XI does, or what I help you with, is that if escaping has been used to, say, keep you safe, or say for example, anger has been around you, and I see anger in you as well, or anger not in you, although it'll show up for you. People always being angry at you, right? Especially a masculine identity, a father figure, but it doesn't feel like your father. It feels like more of a monster type feel. No offense, but that's what I see. So basically, your father might have been, say, controlled, or something else comes into him, possessed, if you will. Anyway, so you see that, and you're very intuitive, by the way, and then you escape. And then that's how you find solace. So in that pattern, again, anger and escape. So XI, as you go through the process, you'll use anger and escape to find yourself. So the negatives back in the day will, again, feeling guilty, feeling shame, feeling not worthy, and all that. As you go into XI, it'll use those tools that have worked for you to control you, to find yourself. So for example, if you're, say, running, well, it's like, well, how does shame benefit me? Well, XI, or your higher self, will use shame to guilt you into not sucking up to anybody, right? Not taking anybody's shit. It'll shame you. It's like, shit, I own this life. It's a shame if I don't do it right. So that's how, say, shame is used. Anger, for example, for you, Sage, there's a lot of anger that you've compressed deep inside you in your groin, and that's why you have those issues there. What'll happen, that'll start to explode out of you. So when you do that, you can go somewhere and yell, or whatever you do. It's actually good. It'll be actually good for you and many, just to explode and just get it off your system. I'm not saying go fight with anybody or anything like that, but that anger will use to go, there's no way in hell I'm going to escape from anybody. This is my life, and I'm going to live it. And again, you'll own it. So again, really nice job. This one, Claudia. Claudia. So please scan me. Sure. It seems like you have a religious background, or you're spiritual. Anyway, your parents are religious, um, although they hated religion. So your grandparents might have been religious. Anyway, there's religion in your family, and you might go, well, I'm spiritual. I moved away from religion, but look at the rules of religion. Look at the rules of spirituality. They're pretty much the same. It's not just defined by an order or a costume. That's all spirituality is. So again, it's another redefinition of religion, without all the, I don't know, the cloak around it. So but there's another cloak. So anyway, for you, releasing that pattern, because you're always deeming that, I'm a bad person, I'm a bad person, I'm a bad person, and you're always trying to rectify yourself or prove to you. So what that means in, say, for example, relationships, from what I'm seeing, it's like, if you're always thinking you're a bad person, no matter how highly that person thinks of you, over a short period of time, that person will start going, well, I have to question her, if that makes sense to you, because that's what you're sending out, right? In fact, you demand people kind of start questioning you, or thinking that you're not good enough. And that's unfortunately what happens, is that people go, well, she's not good enough. And then they might cheat on you and stuff like that. And you go, well, see, I must be a bad person because people cheat on me. They hold on to, they're not honest and stuff. Well, that's the reason why. So let's help you remove that good person, bad person, because you, in your mind, can never be a good enough person. Yeah. So let's just remove that, because that's all bullshit. I see a lot of creativity in you. I see a lot of love in you that you've never had the chance to, say, foster with anybody, because, well, there wasn't anybody to foster, because they would think that your love is not good enough. So again, so anyway, I think I've said enough there. So again, for you, you'll probably just break down shortly, within the next few days. Just break down. when that happens, don't hold on to it. Just break down and cry, and do whatever you need to do, and just let it go. Okay, don't hold on to it. This was Master Manifester. Can you please work on my brother? He needs so much of your help. Thank you. Sure. And again, I kind of hesitate, so I'll work on him just a bit. And the reason why I hesitate is because, say he's really fucked up, like AC is. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he lives in like 7 different realities. Okay, so I'll help him become aware of the realities, because say, and he's not maybe in the right mind, obviously, to have a session on his own. So I can work on him again, or if you're doing the 18 days or something like that, just bring him in on the essential, not the accelerated, because it'll mess him up. But again, the frequencies that I help you again change your life, they're so powerful that I work on him. He's in 7 different realities. He starts to wake up, and it messes him up even more. Because again, XI is a powerful tool, guys. Very, very powerful. And it's kind of like taking drugs. It'll show you the weaknesses, and say for that individual, a lot of weaknesses, especially magnified times 7, again, 7 different realities or personalities, you might call it. So that's a lot of weaknesses to just like awaken to, right? So again, yeah, I'll work on them just to help them, say, awaken that there's something going on that's not right. So something smells a little fishy there. So this one, Lisa N. Hamas, will you please help me connect my timeless and time-bound self? Thanks. You're already getting there. You're starting to get glimmers of it. You're starting to understand what actually that means, which is really good. Before, I think maybe when you first started, it's like, what the hell is this guy talking about? What does time and space have to do with me becoming abundant, or with me actually loving myself, or how I even orgasm and all that stuff? Well, it's got everything to do with it. So again, if you've been with me and you're new, and now it starts to make sense, because again, it's working. And what I do basically is, I don't try to say create common sense for you, because your common sense is not at the level that you need to be. And if I break down before I take you to that level, it doesn't make sense. It's not very functional. So if I try to help you understand at the level that you are, which I try to do my best, to go, okay, I'm ready, and let's go to the next level. It'll take you a gazillion years, and this is where psychology, self-improvement, all that stuff they try to do. They try to like have some common sense so you can go forward. It doesn't work that way. What XI does, or what I do, is basically, and by the way, I'm just working on you. Is it Lisa? Yeah, Lisa. So what I do is just like push you into that higher consciousness. Okay. And then you get confused, you get disoriented, you get all that stuff. And that's what you've gone through. And now you're seeing the light. It's like, oh shit, now it makes sense. So it's a lot easier to push somebody into that experience, and then they can look back. It's like, oh, that's how it's done. Right. So again, really fantastic job. What I did for you is I actually say push you into say the stage of your life. So you're going to feel awkward, because for a bit, it's just like getting on stage, right? You feel a little awkward, you feel a little nervous, and then you get comfortable with your new environment. That's why you feel awkward, Lisa. It's your new environment. And then you go, shit, I like this environment. And then you get warmed up, right? And as you warm up, well, you get more and more comfortable. So this one is Kate Hebson. Yeah, can you work on me and my daughter, please? Sure. Yeah, so you and your daughter really getting connected, your identity of who you are, preferences, or who you get attracted to, and all that is clarifying without judgment, which is really fantastic. So you're really owning who you are. Your daughter, again, she's moving out of, say, a masculine identity that she has to protect herself, because she doesn't need it anymore. So really nice job. Somebody commenting back. Let's see. This one's from Astra. Thank you. Please scan me and my daughter. Again, Astra. This one, um, sorry guys, my getting a little glitchy here with the comments. There's so many coming in. I lost that. Dang. This one is from Sonia. Scan me, please. Well, thank you. You're so welcome. So for you, Sonia, again, you might be kind of new, or there's a new awareness, whichever one. Um, so if you're new, there's an awareness coming through, or if you've been with me, finally, as you go to the next level, there's an awareness coming through, so which is really fantastic. So let's push you, or let's download some tools for you to see that new level that you've gone into at a better, from a better perspective. So you for especially, Sonia, is that you change, but then your logic, your behaviors, your emotions are kind of left behind. So there's a time delay. It's like you change, your emotions are back here. So basically, what you want to do is not trust your emotions or your feelings or anything like that for the moment, because they're getting recalibrated. And that's why, again, you might be, if you've been with me for a while, it might be a little slower, because as you change, your emotions lag behind, right? And then you operate from your emotions. So basically, you would have to go backwards. You take a step back. So 2 steps forward, a step back, 2 steps forward, a step back. So what would be beneficial for you, and that's what I'm helping you, is that as you change, every aspect of you changes. And this is where, say, confusion happens and distortions, because again, you might be a little fearful. So it's like, well, I'll keep my deeper identity here while I move forward to test out the waters. You're at a level that you don't need to test out the waters. You're good to go. So just again, just trust. And that's what I'm just pushing you into, where you basically get forced to trust, because you can't go back to your old self. Okay. And it seems like that's what you want to. By the way, I can't do anything that's not available to you. Okay? This one is Philip 749. Hello, Moss. May I ask, is my feeling right to move into a new company? Yes. So, Philip, what you've done really fantastic is is that you've created a whole new identity of yourself, which is, again, congratulations. So your old identity, or even the place that you live, might not feel right for you. So a lot of people, when they do that, that's a confirmation that you've changed. And then as you change or move into that new company, your whole identity changes, right? You get to be the you that you wanted to be. So the people around you, because they are new, they'll look at the new you, and then they'll compliment you, or they'll make your new identity more concrete, because you're the type of person that needs a reflector back. Oh, I am this person, which is really good. So you're using this properly, right? Those people are seeing or sensing the new you, okay? And they'll go, oh, Peter wants to be treated like this. We'll treat him like this. So they'll treat you as the new you. Okay. So really nice job. This one is near vid. Hi, Moss. Can you please scan me? Please help me. Sure. And then we'll take 2 more, and then we'll call it a day, guys. So for you, is it near vid? Yeah, near. For you, it's almost like you're always running away from something or somebody. There actually is a presence. I would suggest a longer session, but I'll help you out. I'll help you understand, and then again, create that presence. It is a presence. If you, however you want to experience that, you know what I'm talking about, or those people who feel presence around them. So there's always a presence that is, and you're running away from it all the time. It seems like you might have had imaginary friends, or gone into, say, realities. So basically, daydream when you were younger. They weren't just like, hallucinations. They were real realities that you tap into. So you really have a fantastic opportunity, or a fantastic gift, if you choose to hone it, with exponential intelligence, to use that gift properly. Because going into other realities, or the abilities. It's kind of like astro travel and so on like that. You want to do it right. Obviously, you're not doing it the best because you're always, again, as you've gone in. So back in the day, like 9, 10, 11. So what's happened for you is like, again, you've opened up a reality or, again, connected with something or someone. It's like a friend, a bad friend. You connected with them, and now they won't leave you alone. Okay? They're just dead or on the other side. However, and that's your labeling. I see death and so on or differently. By the way, I did a podcast, The Science of Death, that you might be interested in because, again, you can connect to the other side as well. And that scares you. So anyway, one of those presences is always following you. Right? So let's help you disconnect or create more distance for you so you can understand, say, the layers of realities that exist. So there's time and then there's our realities. You want to be in the crossroads of time and the reality that there's only one reality that exists for real. Okay? And this is what turning it into really, that's what a Jesus frequency would look at. Or he said that there is only one path. That's the crossroads of time and space. Okay? Love the new format. Thanks. This is LG Mackenzie. Oh, so for the last caller, again, I was separating you. So for you, again, starting to understand the XI protocol at a deeper level. Although you're new to it, you're playing around with it. So at this level, you're more solid. So don't worry about falling. I can, you can always connect with me to put you back or help you. So this is where, if you were a MMA fighter or, boxer and so on, it's like you're ready. You're a good solid fighter. And it's like, hey, let's go into the ring. And you're not fighting with anybody, but you're trekking into, say, new realities, new possibilities, new ways of, say, creating and manifesting. So again, I congratulate you. So as you say, manifest or create, as you manifest and create, well, just like scientists or anybody that is trying to, say, invent or create something new, you're going to make mistakes. So don't worry about making mistakes. Learn from those mistakes. Don't keep making the same mistakes over and over. Most successful individuals, almost all successful individuals, they've made more mistakes than the common person. Okay, they made lifetimes of mistakes, but what the difference is that those mistakes have created, say, a solid foundation. Some of you might call it character, right? So that's why. So again, turning that into, say, character for you, where you will make mistakes, you learn from it. It doesn't say dent your identity, because that's the key. Your identity is really powerful and strong. You know who you are, so you make the mistakes. And it's like you don't go, oh shit, I'm such a, I'm so dumb. How could I make that mistake? It's like, oh, I made that mistake. I'm learning from it, and then I'm going to move on. So that's where you are. Really nice job, by the way. This one's Bonnie Swackamer. And again, if I clobber your name, sorry. Nice to be back, Moss. Please scan me. Sure. So really fantastic. Again, you might have taken a break and so on like that, and now you're back. You probably say experience, and so you were the type basically that, say, questioned XI and so on like that, because it was so different than what your mindset or what self-improvement and all that stuff. And the reason why it's so different and very, say, unusual for people who've been in the self-improvement industry or spirituality or all that, the cutting edge, is because this is the precipice. This goes way beyond the cutting edge. It goes way beyond into, say, the cutting edge of another consciousness, not this reality. That's the key. So again, some of you might question as you go through the process, or you listen to the podcast, Exponential Intelligence, or some of the other free stuff we do, like Moss on Sundays, or as you get into it, some of the seminars like the 13 Ways, all those things. You start to think, it's like, gosh, this what he's telling me is very different than what I know, right? And then you start to question and so on, which is fantastic. That's what you should do. So you back away, and then you start to see, again, although it's still worked on you, and again, just working on you. So you start to see how you used to think, and then the new possibilities. And it's like, shit, how I used to think didn't make sense. No matter how much you think that old possibility of you made sense, once you say get introduced into XI, you'll start to see the flaws in again your thought patterns, your family's thought patterns, and so on like that. So a lot of people thanking me. You're so welcome. Just one more, or was that? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, looking for the podcast on death. It's on Exponential Intelligence. It's on, say, Spotify or iTunes or SoundCloud. Uh, I believe it's called The Science of Death. So, okay. If you have troubles, guys, um, in by the way, it's not any woo woo shit or anything. It's just like straight out frequencies. It's about space and time and how you render yourself here. So it's it's called the science of death. But if you understand death, okay, you're going to understand how to live here properly. So it's the blossoming of life. Also, we're going to do part 2 of that with death, loss, and grief. Okay, how loss and grief play into that as well. Okay? It's very, very different than what you understand, especially for those individuals who can't seem to let go of the people who've died. Alrighty. Oh, here's one less. Patricia, love it and scan. Thanks. Sure. So Patricia, again, I don't know if you have a daughter. I don't know if you have a daughter, but it's not a physical daughter. It's just that you wanted to, I want to say end your life when you were 16, 17, from what I'm seeing again, Pat, comment back. So that creates an identity for you. Say that, 16, 17, you didn't want to be here. And again, obviously you didn't go through with it, but what happens, you create say you have a video, you have a movie of life, okay? You want to disconnect. So you create a snapshot and you place it in your identity. So you're always going back to that snapshot. You're referencing the rest of your life from that moment on, from that point of view. And again, you can't let go of that haunting feeling. No matter how happy you want to be or whatever, that haunting feeling always exists, especially when you're younger. So now what's happening is that identity from the work that you've done, that identity, you obviously you're older, that identity of your 17-year-old, again, that's your younger version, needs to be healed. And that's how we change time, is that you'll go back and heal that version of yourself. And as you do go back, what'll happen is that, well, you embrace yourself, which creates a ripple effect in time, and you see yourself from a very different perspective in the present moment. So we're going to be doing more Moss on Sundays on time. One of the Moss on Sundays, I think next week, is Love to Hate. Okay. Love to Hate is about loving the emotion of hate, basically, and all those negative emotions that people go, I want to stay away from. You really don't. Those are the power tools that will get you into a powerful relationship. So that's coming up next on Sunday. And then also 13 ways to heal your love pain. So I highly recommend listening to Love to Hate. Again, it's free. The 13 ways is absolutely free as well, where we'll pick 13 individuals, one a day, and we'll go through your issue. So if you don't want to be scanned, if you don't want to be in public, don't opt into it. If you are, say, wanting help with your love life, and willing to, say, for me to analyze you, okay, and sometimes it does get personal because we're talking about relationships. If you're okay with that, and if you want to be on video, then obviously you want to sign up for that. So sign up for the newsletter, by the way. And then for those who want to do that, again, it's an opportunity for you. It's, I don't know how long it'll be, like, say, 10, 15-minute analysis, okay, of you. And we'll go right down to the depths of your soul. So again, if you're squeamish and all that stuff about talking in front of a camera, I don't know how many people will be there. Again, it's not for you. But if you're ready to let go, it's a great way to talk. Because when people ascend to a higher level, they're freely willing to talk about their past. Does that make sense to you? So that's coming up for you as well. All right, guys. Thanks Thanks for everything. Thanks for being here. Notice what you notice, and then notice all those details of what you're noticing. All right. Peace.